It started quietly, not the kind of sirens that scream through the night, but the kind that slip in under your skin. A knock at the door, firm and steady. 2 officers standing there, eyes tight with tension. One had his hand resting near his belt. The other spoke words I'd never imagined I'd hear. "Sir, we found a child alone in your car. We need you to come with us." I blinked, the weight of my morning coffee still bitter on my tongue. My mouth open, but my voice felt hollow, foreign. "I don't have a child." Confusion flickered across their faces, but then came the cuffs. I didn't resist, because somewhere deep inside, some bruised, half-dead corner of me believed I must have finally lost my mind. 2 years ago, my life had burned down in silence. It wasn't like the movies. There were no shattered plates, no screaming matches, no flying fists, just a phone left unlocked, a thread of messages, laughter that wasn't mine, photographs of places I'd never seen, moments I hadn't been a part of. Her smile in those pictures looked younger, hungrier. I saw it all. And in that moment I knew. I wasn't enough. I was never going to be enough. And something inside me, quiet and fragile, broke. It was the kind of break you don't hear. Like a wounded animal that knows its time has come. We'd been high school sweethearts. That was supposed to mean something, right? But all it meant was I'd held her hair back through flu fevers, built her IKEA shelves in the dead of night, let my dreams freeze while I kept hers alive. I'd given away pieces of myself, like loose change, because I thought that's what love was, giving until it hurt. But she never bled. I learned how to smile when I felt nothing, how to say, "I'm fine," when I was crumbling. That's what a man does, right? Be the rock, the provider, the one everyone leans on, even if it means snapping under the weight. The truth is, I'd seen it coming. The way she turned the phone face down, the empty space beside me in bed, the way her touch felt like the end of a shift. But I said nothing, because I needed her to stay more than I needed to be whole. A month before I left, I found out. I confirmed it. Her lover had a tattoo of a clock on his wrist, a cruel symbol of time wasted. I didn't scream. I didn't yell. I watched. I learned. I got a lawyer. I shifted funds, changed beneficiaries, canceled joint credit cards. I learned how to vanish from a marriage before I ever even walked out the door. The day I filed, she looked at me like I was the betrayer. That was the sting, the part that cut the deepest. How she played the victim in a game she had orchestrated. But I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I walked away, leaving her in that house with nothing but echoes and ghosts, and a mortgage I no longer paid. So why, 2 years later, was I sitting here, being accused of abandoning a child I had never fathered? They took me to the station, sat me under flickering lights. The detective was young, nervous. He told me the child knew my name. "Daddy," he said. That word hit me like a hammer. It didn't make my chest ache. It made it implode. Because somewhere inside me, that word was still there, buried maybe but not dead. They showed me a picture. A boy, big eyes, curly hair. He could have been mine, if I'd ever been given the choice. And then it clicked. Not mine by biology, mine by design. She had used my name when she gave birth. Signed his last name with mine. She never took it off her ID after the divorce. I guess it made things easier, paperwork, hospital visits. Or maybe, she just liked the sound of it better than her own. She had a new man now, a ghost who came and went. And last night, she'd left the child in his car while she went into a club. The man had panicked when the boy wouldn't stop crying, driven to my old address, and left him in my car parked outside. The police didn't know any better. Neither did the boy. I was the only father he'd ever known. They eventually let me go. Apologies, confusion, red-faced officials scrambling to backtrack through a maze of assumptions. But I didn't care about their mistakes. I cared about him. The boy. That night, I sat in my living room, lights off, whiskey in hand, staring into the quiet. I thought about all the things I'd lost trying to be the man I thought I should be. A man in a world that never asks how you're doing. It only asks what you've done for it lately. I could have walked away. I could have let the chaos consume her. Let it tear her apart the way it had been doing for years. But then, the boy's eyes came back to me. And in that moment, I remembered what it felt like to be a child, left in the wrong place, waiting for someone who never showed up. So I did something I never thought I would. I filed for emergency guardianship. I knew she would fight it, clawing, baring her teeth, putting on her usual show. But I came prepared. I had reports, testimonies, timelines, receipts, both literal and metaphorical. I sat across from her in court, watching her squirm as the truth she thought would remain buried came crashing to the surface. Her new man didn't show up. Her mother didn't speak. And when the judge granted me temporary custody, I didn't smile. I didn't cheer. I just breathed. For the first time in years, I took a breath. Not for me but for him. Now he calls me Dad. Not the way he did that day, all fear and uncertainty. No, now it's different. It's warmer. Real. I'm not perfect. I never will be. But I show up. I listen. I break cycles, even if it means bleeding to do it. She tries to reach out sometimes. Not to him. Never to him. But to me. I'm not sure if it's guilt, boredom, or just a way for her to see if she still owns a piece of me. She doesn't. That version of me. The one who was broken, desperate, soft-spoken, obedient? That man died in silence. This man, the one sitting here now, was forged in fire. I am not the man she left behind. I am the man who learned how to rebuild without her. And the child she abandoned? He's the reason I'm not just surviving anymore. I'm becoming.